It's the weekend here at Muscle in the Morning, and I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, October 5th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Outside of bluegrass and basketball, I'll admit that my working knowledge about the state of Kentucky is pretty limited. But I do know this: the Kentucky Pro is coming up soon, and men's physique standout Evan Kanu is looking to make some noise there. This week, the second-year pro announced that he would be jumping into his second show of the season, which is set to go down 2 weeks from now on October 19th, out in Louisville, Kentucky. From a conditioning standpoint, Canoe's always been a guy who does what he needs to do to make himself a factor. But whether or not he's got enough density to hang with some of the bigger guys that he'll see in this lineup still remains to be seen. If you ever have a chance to visit Mumbai to check out some of the rich culture and unique experiences that India City has to offer, I highly recommend jumping on that opportunity. And just in case you were planning that once-in-a-lifetime trip next weekend, make sure you swing by the convention center to check out all the craziness that is the Sharu Classic, where rumor has it that former men's physique Olympian Sergi Constance is planning to make an appearance. Even though he's essentially dropped off the map for the entire season so far, when he's got it all clicking, this guy is an electric talent. And if he is indeed back on the top of his game, he's definitely someone to keep an eye on over these next few months. I always thought it was crazy how a NASCAR driver could pull into pit row, get some work done in their car, and be back out there driving 200 miles per hour again in less than 60 seconds. And I think what Charles Griffin is doing post-Olympia is almost like the bodybuilding equivalent of a pit stop. Fresh off a solid Olympia weekend, the superstar in the making seems like he's all gassed up and ready to hit the track booming again. The latest updates coming out of the Griffin camp show the big man sitting at a cool 263 pounds, which tells me that his rebound is definitely off to a great start. By and large, I think a lot of people were impressed with what he was able to do over the last half of the season. So hopefully he can keep the engines running and ride this momentum right into the next year's schedule. I remember there was a time in my early 20s when I was moving and tried to pack as much stuff as humanly possible inside this old car I had, to the point that I seriously had to have someone else push my door shut, just so nothing would fall out. And for whatever reason, as soon as I saw the latest updates from 212 Hall of Famer Jose Raymond, my head immediately went back to that moment. Earlier in the week, the Boston Mass dropped 2 new progress photos on his fans that show the fan favorite packing as much muscle per square inch on his body as anyone in the sport. As far as I'm concerned, Jose Raymond is still one of the truly elite guys in the division. But with the announcement of his retirement at this year's Olympia, the bodybuilding world will have to find a new people's champ in the 212 division to rally behind. We love you, Jose. You'll be missed, and best of luck in the rest of your life. I always like the old workout quote, "I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done." And I think that single sentence right there pretty much sums up Zane Watson's training philosophy in a nutshell. Tuesday morning, we saw the perennially shredded 212 standout putting in some quality leg day work as he tries to get back on track after a long Olympia prep. I think we need to give credit where credit is due here with the level of conditioning that he brought to the stage this year. Because when you look back at it, he might have been the leanest guy up there on that stage this year. To me, Watson is always super dangerous heading into every show because you know that no one out there will outwork him. And eventually for guys like him, it always ends up paying off one way or another. Stay tuned because Zane Watson's time is coming soon. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.